Well, I don't look too good, but the song's sounding pretty good at the moment, and that's so good. And I don't really feel like doing this video, so I'm sorry for you and you having to watch it, because no one put you up to it, but here you are. And anyway, I don't know what happened today. I guess I just talked with Sirach for a while about entrepreneurial potentialities. I want to start a business called Cullen Life Slideshows, where I go to estates who are mourning somebody and collect photos and videos and little mementos from their deceased relative, and then make a personalized slideshow to play at the funeral that would far outdo anything that the funeral home could muster. I think my passion for storytelling, my genuine care for human beings, what makes them interesting, special, and unique, mixed with quite a high-grade level of editing being applied to something that's traditionally more lowbrow, such as a slideshow in a funeral. It's not the most technical piece of entertainment compared to, say, a music video. I want to have the skill set to be able to do music videos and even like Hollywood movies, and choose to use that to do slideshows to tell the stories of the deceased. That resonates with me. I want to do that, and it's likely that I will. I want to start by making flyers and contacting retirement homes so that I can put my flyers in retirement homes. I'm going to make a YouTube video that shows the story on why this resonates with me. I mean, I did exactly what I just described for my grandpa, who took his own life 3 years ago, and I still drive his car to this day. It's my car now, and I remember him through that. And when he passed, the family asked me to make a little slideshow for him, and the funeral said it was one of the better services that they'd ever seen, in no small part due to that. It didn't take much, but it just took someone actually caring about the bloke, and actually caring about telling a story through photos, through videos, through the medium provided. I think it appeases my desire to do something creative, to tell stories, to converse with people, to meet people. But on top of that, it also strikes me as something that is relatively AI-proof. That's something that I think about a lot when choosing my direction in life. Will I, in what I'm doing, be replaced by AI? It seems to be a yes most of the time. It's very difficult to actually find something that cannot be replaced by AI. And then couple that on top of the desire to work remotely. I mean, I don't think you can name a single job that you would A, work remotely, and B, not have the threat of AI. You know, everything that seems to be AI proof is because of the fact that it is face to face. It's the human touch. It's nursing. You know, it's not an on-call nurse, because that's replaceable, but it's actual in-person nursing another human being, holding their hand through their tumultuous times, whether they're, delivering a baby or, going through a surgery or whatever. But generally people prefer the human touch, and because of that, AI cannot replace those people. But the con is, of course, that they can't travel and work. So all those things considered, I honestly feel like this job gives me the best opportunity to not be replaced by AI. And then eventually, if I scale, I can have other people doing the work of discovery, and actually contacting the estates themselves and giving the personal touch themselves. While I do have the opportunity to work remotely, I'll set up a Dropbox. They'll scan the photos and videos and put it on, put it on the database, and I'll be able to edit and scratch them together remotely. And that's really the dream. It's not the most demanding work, but it's fun work, and I just think there's an enormous gap in the market for it. The other consideration is the viability of consistent money. Obviously there's always people passing, and on top of that, there's always money behind honoring the deceased. Estates usually have a lot of money, even for people that weren't through their life particularly high earners. It's just the privilege of living in Australia that, upon passing, especially this older generation, they generally just have money. The estates looking obviously to have that money and divvy it up between the family, but also devote a large portion of it to sending off their loved one in the right way. It seems to be the intuitive application for one's money, is putting it towards their funeral. So, yeah, all those things put together, it seems like an incredibly wise decision. It aligns with me. It feels good in the heart. And honestly, yeah, I can't ask for much more. Yeah, and I just think I'm getting to the point where it's time to start taking life a bit more seriously. Obviously, you can blame people your entire life. You can blame circumstances and health shortcomings. But I really just have to do the best with what I've got. You know, if I can't put on that much weight, if I can't be that muscly, if people don't like me, like, fuck it at the end of the day. Just fuck it. I just got to go out and get something for my own. Obviously, I've done a bit of thinking behind this, as you can tell. But even that, let's just maybe put the thinking to bed a little bit and just start taking radical action. Because I know really everything that I actually want is on the other side of that action. So for those reasons, it's an incredibly exciting period of my life. I'm still a little bit confused as to what the immediate future looks like, how deeply I will put myself into this work. Obviously, money is a consideration. I will need to go back to work soon. I'm running out of money pretty quickly, and that's quite alarming. Yeah. So, I don't really want to do this for much longer. So, yeah, I guess I could show you this song. I think it's called Sunburn now. I've kind of talked about it the last 2 videos, so you can hear it a bit if you want.
Yeah, I wanna talk about that. That's real boys in a minute, like, what? Yeah, I wanna talk about that. Yeah, I wanna talk, cause you just understand when everything is branded. You don't know you can this. Everyone real, but real understand it. Blonde boy in the pink, and they can't stand it. White boy wasted, talk about flavor. Talk about his boys like it's J. Cole. I didn't ask him any questions except does it come in pink? Yeah, ever you're the fit, yeah. Feel like I'm dipset. I just want the paper. You know what I'm up to, man. Sunburn stuck in my skin. Guess it gotta match my fit. Everything big, big, big. It ain't nothing. Sunburn stuck in my skin. Guess it gotta match my fit. I don't wanna do it like this. It ain't nothing. People that I stand with.
Yeah, so that was like a minute of this new song that I'm doing. It's currently called Sunburn. I also think that once I get more serious about a professional direction, whether that is, go back to work for someone else or start my own thing, it'll just give a more natural application for my creative tendencies. I don't like to put the pressure of my entire livelihood behind the creative, as I've kind of said in the past, especially music. Music is something that I need to feel, I need to hear when no music's playing. I hear music. I always hear music. I don't know where that came from. I don't think I was born with it. I wasn't particularly musical growing up. Not until 14 or 15 did I first start to kind of take an interest to it. And even then, it wasn't really music. It was rapping over other people's beats. It was more on the level of poetry. But as time has progressed and as I've kind of learned more and more, I am now at the point where I do hear music. Austin, everyone hears music. It's just different. It's different. It's like, no, I don't hear other people's music. I don't hear sounds. It's not that. It's in a silent room. When I check in with myself, I can hear music. And that's what I make. So it doesn't exist. I make it. That's what I do. I heard the other thing about the permanent dissatisfaction of the creative. The whole job of a creative is to figure out what isn't so they can make what is, constantly looking for gaps, looking for things that don't exist, looking for ways that the world is not currently enough, and make that. And that doesn't go away when you make it. It temporarily scratches the itch when you do make it, and that's always a nice little feeling for the creative. But the predominant feeling is not enoughness, the not enoughness syndrome. Nothing is ever enough. You're never truly satisfied. If you were satisfied, you wouldn't really be creative anymore. And perhaps there is a complete and utter link between dissatisfaction and one's ability to create. You know, a lot of creative wankers will disagree with this, but I do generally think you get less creative as you grow older. You know, some people want to fight that and say, no, you get wiser and, you know, you can only get better. It's like, no, bullshit. You don't get better as you get older. You might hit a nice little peak. I do think I'm in my peak right now, 27. That's why I'm kind of making the most of it. I know it's an arbitrary number. But yeah, you don't get better as you get older because, you know, you actually do get more satisfied with life. As you get older, you learn to kind of realize that so many of the complications of your life are self-imposed. The little stories that you tell yourself about what life could be, what life would be if this, if that. And it's like, no, you have your life and that's a fucking gift. So like, be satisfied. Obviously I can talk about this, I can know it rationally, but I don't truly feel it yet. I hope to feel it one day, but not before I make some awesome creative shit. And that's where I'll leave you. So hopefully I've made a relatively good creative shit and yeah, more creative shit in the future. Fuck, I talk well. All right, bye-bye.